My name is Keith Folse, and I'm a professor of TESOL here at the University of Central Florida in the state of Florida in the United States. I'm very happy to be invited to be the plenary speaker for the upcoming KOTESOL conference. I have actually been to Korea once before as an invited speaker for the KOTESOL event. I very much enjoyed myself, and I met many teachers who, like myself, are very interested in the teaching of grammar and the teaching of vocabulary. By way of background, I have been teaching ESL and EFL for about 30 plus years now. I first started teaching here in the United States in intensive English programs in an academic setting, and then I went to overseas to Saudi Arabia, where I taught for a year, and after that I was in Malaysia, where I taught outside of Kuala Lumpur for 3 years, also in an academic program for the University of Texas. After Malaysia, I went to Kuwait for 1 semester, and I worked with the military there. And then after that, I actually went to Japan, and I ended up teaching there for 6 years. In Japan, I taught in 2 different kinds of schools. I taught in a conversation program, and that was for 4 years. I was director of studies there and a classroom teacher. And I also taught at a university, where for 2 years, my job was to help students who were trying to write a thesis in English. I can also say that besides being a language teacher, I'm also a language learner. My first foreign language in high school was French, then Spanish, and then Arabic when I was in Saudi Arabia, then Malay when I was in Malaysia. When I was in Malaysia, I also studied German at the Goethe Institute, and then of course Japanese when I was in Japan. I have experience as a native speaker of English who was just trying to learn these languages on his own, but in addition, I've also been a classroom language learner, which is very important, I think. When I was in Japan, I was actually enrolled in a Japanese intensive program, and I learned a lot about what it's like to be a student sitting in a desk learning a language as opposed to a person learning a foreign language outside on the street. These are 2 very different scenarios. My biggest research area after all these years of studying and teaching languages is vocabulary, vocabulary, and vocabulary. And so for my plenary talk here at the session, at the KOTESOL event, I will be delivering a plenary on what we know about teaching and learning vocabulary in 2013. I think it's a very interesting topic for teachers for sure, and it's definitely an interesting topic for learners because people know, I believe, people know that vocabulary is the root of learning a new language. Grammar is important, and I'm a big proponent of grammar teaching, but without vocabulary, you're not going to be able to say anything in that language. So my plenary talk will talk about what research has informed us as classroom teachers regarding the teaching and learning of vocabulary. I will also be doing a separate workshop, and that workshop will be concrete practical activities, 10 of them actually, for practicing grammar and vocabulary in your classrooms. I travel all over the world. I talk to teachers in many different countries, and I know that most teachers, despite all of their geographical differences, all come back to the same few points. It turns out that the students they teach maybe aren't so interested in English, or the teachers have very large classrooms, and it makes it difficult to do speaking activities. Obviously, if you have 50 students, it's hard to do conversation that way. And the students have limited time to practice English, because English is just one of the many subjects that they take. So in the workshop, I will be talking about 10 practical activities that actually take into account these real classroom limitations. And I know that these are activities that every teacher can truly benefit from, and they will make your classroom teaching much, much easier. I thank the KOTESOL committee for this invitation, and I very much look forward to my visit to Korea very soon and meeting all of you. Thank you very much.